The main article on the BBC News website today is an expose of an alleged toxic culture of sexual assault, harassment, racism and bullying at McDonald's restaurants up and down the UK. Now, as with every piece of so-called news to emanate from the BBC, you have to take it with an enormous pinch of salt. They clobbered us all with flagrant propaganda about Brexit, then COVID, and at the moment they're fully focused on peddling climate alarmism through all their channels. Apparently, some European countries are experiencing a heat wave, which according to the BBC is because you failed to install a heat pump in your homes, rather than because it is in fact summertime. But never mind about all that. The BBC says staff at McDonald's are facing harassment and bullying on a significant level. Now, these staff are on a subsistence wage in a tough and not especially pleasant entry-level job they'd ideally rather not be doing. There are two types of people compelled to take this job: young people, essentially teenagers, and migrants, which is an explosive combination. We're all aware at this stage that a sizable proportion of Generation Z teenagers are oversensitive to the point of dysfunction. They can't look or listen to anything or anyone without throwing around knee-jerk accusations of racism, sexism or transphobia. They start crying and screeching if you so much as accidentally misgender them with the wrong pronoun. They're not well suited to the workplace. Now, place these wet wipes in a small kitchen with migrant employees from halfway across the world, from a completely different culture, with completely different values and entirely different attitudes towards women and race and sexuality, and you have a recipe for total disaster. And apparently that's the fault of McDonald's PLC. I mean, some might argue it's the fault of successive governments' failure to regulate our education system properly, so that two generations of kids have been spoon-fed critical race theory, gender ideology and Marxist poison, in place of being equipped with literacy, numeracy, a moral compass, a sense of social responsibility and a backbone. Some might argue it's a consequence of globalist manipulated politicians opening our borders to all and sundry and feeding us lies that they are in fact doing the opposite. The alleged problems at McDonald's reflect the problems of the entire nation in microcosm, and it's all going to get much, much worse before it gets better, isn't it? Still, as the world burns around you, you can always cheer yourself up with a cheeseburger. Please do like and subscribe, and for early access to all my content, support me on Patreon. This channel only exists with your support, so please do contribute what you can. Thanks for watching.